Stay tuned for the Stacey Dash interview. We'll be right back.
Get your daily dose. Catch every episode of The Karen Hunter Show on demand. Visit SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
Standard Time. We're also on Insight, channel 121, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. You can follow us on Twitter at Karen Hunter. We have a very special guest in the studio with us today. Let me welcome to the show. You may know her from her acting career, but quite lately she's been more political. And she's got a new book out. It's called There Goes My Social Life, From Clueless to Conservative. Let me welcome to the show the illustrious Stacey Dash.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you for coming in. You're very pretty in pink, first of all. Let me just say, nice outfit. This is your first book.
It is.
Why?
Why is it my first book?
Why'd you do a book?
Why did I do a book?
Right.
Because I want people to understand me better, and I want people to know that when I say the things that I say, I'm not coming from a place of judgment, but from a place of experience.
Okay. All right. You are getting a lot of judgment yourself. People have, and I think people feel like they know you, particularly in the Black community, because of, we've seen you in movies, of course, and then there was Kanye's video, and, you were many, I was just talking to my producer, your many guys' crushes, that they may have your picture on their wall. The guys still do that? Y'all still put pictures on walls? You are on probably a lot of young people's walls out there, Stacey Dash. So, it was a kindred kind of, you're one of us, single ladies. I watched that first season, and then the Mitt Romney thing. Mm-hmm. And I think it surprised a lot of people.
A Mitt Romney thing.
It's Mitt Romney
weird
thing.
That it became a thing.
It was a thing. Yeah. I mean, and I don't think it was just that you endorsed him. I think it was that you endorsed him against Barack Obama. So in your book, you talk about having a Barack Obama bumper sticker on your BMW. Yeah. That you voted for Barack Obama. Yep. So what happened?
What happened is that he didn't fulfill any of the things I thought he would. He wasn't making the country any better. In fact, he was doing the exact opposite. He was dividing us. I felt like he would unite us in a very profound way. And I thought, wow, a Black president, this is it. It's going to be the end of racism. It's going to be the end of racial anything. Right. There will be no more race. So it'll just be Americans.
So you blame that I call Barack Obama the black light. So, the black light that you come into the hotels, I carry one with me when I go to hotels because I'm a germaphobe.
I call him Obama.
Okay, so. Well, I call him the black light that you shine to see where the filth really is because you can't see with the naked eye. See, this country has a history, right? And I think Barack Obama's presidency exposed he didn't bring it. It exposed what was already there under the surface.
But I think we all knew that history. Everyone.
So why do you think his presidency would fix that?
The history, then you would know. Well, I'm not talking about him fixing slavery. That's
fixing racism. You said there'll be no more racism.
Because he's our president. It would show people that people are not racist because everyone had to vote for him. He didn't just get black votes. He got white votes as well.
A lot of white people voted for him, but everyone didn't vote for Barack Obama.
Not everyone, but a majority because he won.
Okay. So let's just walk down this path a little bit because as I'm reading through this, there seems to be a disconnect. I remember a president that when he first got elected, there were this cabal of Republicans who said they want to make him a first-term president. There were talk show hosts that said they want to see him fail before he even got to govern day one. This is in November, before January, before he even took office officially. There were people who said they wanted him to fail. He gives a State of the Union address, and Joe Wilson yells out, which I think was probably the most disrespectful moment in our presidential history, on the floor, "You lie." There was already kind of a negative backlash to this president that, in my opinion, obstructed him from doing a lot of things. And yet, in spite of that, if you Google Obama's accomplishments, even from a military standpoint, even from a immigration standpoint, he deported more people than any president the last three combined. He's taken out not just Osama bin Laden, but drone attacks on many, many ISIL top leaders, and the economy.
I disagree with drone attacks.
I do too, but he's done it. So people who are fearing,
I think he should have never closed Gitmo. I mean, at least at Gitmo, you get information.
But he promised he would.
When you drone people and you kill people, you get no information.
I agree with you,
and you end up killing innocent people.
I agree with you,
So
but for
why
those
not
who
put
say
them
he made us
in a
weaker.
place- He did make us.
No, he didn't, because
he
he
did.
actually went after the people who were doing it. And while we can agree on the drone attacks being not the most, it was a tough thing to do. So he's not weak. He's not a punk. And no, he's not. I mean, he's actually gone out and doing this, right? So yeah, we're gonna get back to this in a second. So I'm just curious, like, where do you think he's failed? If 2007 we were, subprime lending crisis, the economy was in a toilet, large investment banks closing, our banking system in a complete and total shambles, and then since he took over, stock markets higher than it's ever been. His approval ratings right now globally better than they've ever been. He's got the best approval ratings of any president right now.
That's because of the liberal elites in this country. That's because they're willing to talk. That's because if you're a conservative, you're treated like me. And so that means you have to be brave and strong and have a backbone so that you can stand up to Democrats who condemn you and have this negative narrative that they like to feed to the American public that's not true. And most conservatives are afraid of that. They're afraid of the fact that he's black, and they think that if they come out and say anything, people are going to say they're racist.
Have you met Donald Trump?
Yes, I have.
All right, we're going to get to that in a second. The book is called There Goes My Social Life, From Clueless to Conservative.
Book, I talk about, voting for Obama and what I thought he would do and what he did not do.
Right, but it's incomplete, though, because you didn't talk about the things that he did do. But that's it's your book. You can do what you want with it.
What did he do? I want you tell me what he did.
He saved the auto industry.
He saved the auto industry.
Yeah, he did.
It's worst.
Well, ask the people in Detroit if he didn't do what they did with the bailout, if they would still have any jobs there.
Any money?
Okay. Well, we can't argue that because these are facts. And I think it is your prerogative to have an opinion, but if we're going to go there, and I think you talk about dividing this country a lot in this book as well. This whole left-right politics thing I think is divisive, but let's get back to this. Sean Hannity wrote the foreword, and in it he said, here's a woman who has never had one political science class. She's half black, half Latino, 100% American, who grew up in tough circumstances in the South Bronx, unconcerned about politics. This is something people like me have to face. Politics is downstream from most people's normal lives. When did you, first I want to address a couple of things. What is half black and half Latino? Don't quite know what that is.
What do you mean?
I don't know what that is. It's redundant to me because black is...
No.
Again, historically, Latino.
I'm Mexican and I'm black
and Bayesian.
I'm equally as proud as I'm Bayesian and I'm black. I mean Mexican.
Okay.
I'm not any other black. My black comes from Barbados. My father is first generation American.
Okay, but 80% of Mexicans have African.
No,
I would say 80%.
Spaniard.
Okay.
I know my heritage. And I know my DNA.
Okay.
And my DNA is Spaniard and Apache Indian and Blackfoot Indian.
Okay.
So I'm Native American and I'm Spaniard and Mexican.
Okay.
And then I'm Bayesian. And then that Bayesian heritage comes from Amsterdam because I'm Dutch as well.
Okay.
So that's what my heritage is. And so that's what it has to do with it.
Therein lies the problem.
Why is that a problem?
Because you talk about division. I speak about this on my show all the time. I actually started my show saying I wish that we would all miscegenate so we wouldn't have this race problem. You talk about this country being divided with race, but even within yourself, there's a division that I think leads to a confusion.
Because I'm one person.
Yeah, but there's this, I'm this. But the first thing that we all are, we're human.
Unified.
We're human beings, right? So if we
I'm just addressing the fact that
but that Sean Hannity started the book off. Why did he feel the need to say she's half black and half Latino?
Because that's what I am, and because that's people think that I'm half black and half white. I'm not. I'm half black and I'm half Mexican. So he was saying what I am because that is part of the problem that I've had to address, which I'm having to address right now with you. Is the fact that I am a black Mexican.
Okay, all right. This is
We're wrapping up. We're done?
okay. You want we can't talk about the transgender stuff. We can't talk about Cuba, God, politics. I got like a bunch of stuff to talk about. So she's leaving. She's leaving because she doesn't want to talk. All right. So y'all don't. Oh, I'm gonna argue. I'm not arguing about her race. I'm asking a question. But apparently she wants to talk about. I am asking questions. All right. So Stacey Dash is leaving the building. This is not. I thought I was being pretty nice.
So that you can better understand
no, I'm trying to. I'm reading the book and I couldn't understand what you were talking about in here, and I was trying to ask you questions. I got an opinion, and it's worse than what I thought. This is interesting. All right. So guys, listen. All right. Well, thank you, Stacey Dash. Have a great day. She walked out and she's mad now. Did she cuss at me? Okay. I thought I was being Jameson. Was that what? Well, I'm gonna interview Jameson since callers. What in the hell just happened?
You didn't stick to the script. You was just asking basic questions, so she couldn't.
So they kept saying talk about the book. Okay. So I asked questions, but I came from the book.
Absolutely.
I actually folded back pages, and I'm just gonna go through the entire book because we had 30 minutes, and she got up and left because her publicist pulled her out of the. Wow, that's how they rolling. So why do a book if you're not prepared to talk about everything?
That's in your book.
I'm actually going to the unity, right? I'm talking about human beings and humanity, and y'all see what just happened, right? Okay, so God bless her. I was going to get to God too, but we could never get there because she